Everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what we're going to be covering in terms of Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 for our lifespan development course. For Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, one thing that we're now going to be moving into from last week is last week we were talking about early childhood, and now we're going into middle childhood. So just as last week that we were talking about with early childhood, we started looking at the issues related to Piaget's stages of development. Here we're going to continue on with this particular theory and this theoretical perspective in terms of our stage model, where we're going to be looking at the different stages that children are going to be going through and the specific milestones that they should be reaching. One of the particular ones that I always enjoy thinking about are the issues related to egocentrism, and how they should be able to kind of now think about other individuals rather than just themselves, and the kind of connections that Piaget makes in terms of how children now at this point in time begin to do the aspect of sharing. And even though they've already been sharing beforehand and everything like that, now they start becoming a little bit more conscious of other people and other people's feelings and other people's intentions as well, and things of that nature. Aside from that, we're also going to be starting to look at now a new approach in terms of trying to understand how this middle childhood stage is looking at the processing of information. So rather than just looking at it from we're developing in these particular stages, now we're starting to look at it from different perspectives. And one of the primary perspectives is our cognitive perspective, or our information processing approach, where we essentially look at cognition as being compared to what we would look at in terms of a computer, that we have input coming in from the world, the computer or our brain processes that information, we have an action or a reaction to that stimuli that's being presented to us, and then from there we create knowledge. So a lot of the issues that we're going to be talking about in terms of this information processing approach, if you ever take a cognitive psychology class, you'll talk much more in depth about those particular issues, especially the issues associated with attention and also working memory. And in particular, the issues related to problem solving and how it is that a child may encounter what we would call a routine problem, but for them would be what we call a non-routine problem, because they haven't had those experiences yet, right? So kind of going back to this issue of nature versus nurture, that it's not that individuals are born with all this knowledge, but rather they have to have the experiences and have some of that information being processed, even though we have the capabilities of processing that information as the nature part, but the nurture part being that we have to have those experiences. Now, if we move over into Chapter 7, this is where we now start becoming a little bit more, or diving more into the aspects related to social psychology with issues of self and moral development. And especially that now we start looking at the issues of not just middle childhood, but also early adolescence. So here we start looking at the issues associated with moral development and the issues of self-concept as well. So how is it that the individual behaves in accordance with the moral values, and where is it that they get those moral values from? So is it just that they're trying to get their morals from society, from their parents, from their own experiences, and so on and so forth? And how is it that they make these values and these moral judgments? And sometimes there are going to be disagreements with what society may say, or what the parents may say, or with what other individuals may say within their social groups. Now, also, we're looking at the issues of self-concept. So again, going through this aspect of acquiring this moral sense as being a very critical component to the self-concept, because the morality is really going to be playing a key role in terms of trying to help the individual establish who it is that they are in their particular identity or their idea of the self. So it's going to be very important. And again, this is going to continue on to be important not only in middle childhood and early adolescence, but all the way through adulthood as well, that we use those moral judgments and those beliefs as being key factors to being able to function later in life, and being able to use them as kind of a guiding compass, if you would like, to being able to behave. All right, that wraps up our discussion associated with our two chapters for this week, Chapter 6 and Chapter 7. Please make sure to look on Blackboard and also complete any assignments that you may have pending for this particular week.